7th and 8th graders. This is 5th graders' first time performing in public, but they were doing great. We had a nice conversation today about how scary it can be to perform in public. I shared my first experience as a 4th grade percussionist and how mortified I was. My parents actually had to drag me to the concert, literally carry me to the car, kicking and screaming. And I went through it, and I did explain that it was not the easiest thing. It was hard. But in the end, it was a great experience, and I've gotten this far, and I'm sure they can do it too. So another round of applause for these districts. We're playing a selection from their beginning band book. It starts with number 1, with just one note, playing whole notes. It's the most basic, long-held rhythm that we teach in their first year. And as we progress, you will hear more notes included, adding notes together so that they're playing in the same piece, switching between notes, including leaps between notes, which can be really challenging for beginners because of the fingering changes and/or slide position changes, so only that are combo players. And all of those things combined are exactly what we've spent this time working on, along with putting instruments together safely and carefully so we don't break them. Those things, when you think about only 2 months ago, these students having never even held an instrument, getting to this point is just incredible, and I am so proud of them. So without further ado, 5th grade band. But just a quick breath and continuing right after. That control to do that all together, stopping and starting almost immediately, is a real big challenge twice as fast as the whole note, so things really start to cook with gas. While we switch 5th grade out and 6th grade in. Thank you. Our 6th grade band has a couple of new additions when we were 5th graders last year. We have some students that have switched to percussion, so you'll see them in the back playing a number of different instruments. One of our percussionists also happens to be a trombone player this year, multi-talented, playing 2 different instruments in this performance, so you will see him quickly make a change. And aside from that, we've got a couple of new instruments. We've got the tenor saxophone, a larger version of the saxophone. We've got the baritone horn, and I am so looking forward. But I am so looking forward to showing off all the things that they have learned this year, from dynamics, really developing those so that they're quiet, they're quieter, they're loud, they're louder, to various styles of music. You'll hear some rock music, you'll hear some contemporary music, and all of the pieces that they are playing include eighth notes and harmonies between the various instruments, which means there's a lot more movement going on between the different parts. It's a lot more detailed. And so if you listen carefully, you might hear a specific instrument group with a sol lead or a solo at the time. And if not, it's just going to sound beautiful all together anyway. So please enjoy. But I wanted to provide an opportunity for our 8th graders who, just ability-wise, are a little higher, have skills to play 16-note patterns, have spent a lot more time practicing improvising, the opportunity to play as an ensemble. And so what you're going to hear tonight is our 8th grade jazz combo. And while small, they're definitely mighty. We've got students taking on improvised solos as well as written solos. And just to clarify, a written solo is still very talented. Students that are doing it ask me if I can write a solo for them. Actually, I'm not sure that's quite how it works, but I offered to write a solo for them, so I wanted them to try it. And I took a tenor saxophone part and put it on clarinet. So they are playing notes that are incredibly easy for one instrument and incredibly challenging on another. And they do a great job with it. You'll also hear improvised solos from our 2 alto saxophone players as well. So without further ado, we're going to play a song called Blue Train, written by John Coltrane. And after that, we'll bring 7th grade on for 7th and 8th grade band. 7th and 8th grade jazz band is going to be playing for you is called Cupid Shuffle. You may have heard of it. Written by Cupid. Okay. It's a dance. So if you know it and you have an interest or just like an urge to move to the right, to the left, feel free to do that. I told students you might embarrass them, parents, and that's perfectly acceptable. I had to suffer through it when I was in this age level band. They can't do it. Well said. You might be wondering why our percussionists are all geared up for a different adventure right now. It's because they're preparing in this performance for you for what they're going to be doing tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, if you didn't realize, is Veterans Day, and our 7th and 8th grade have been asked by some of our teachers and our community to march alongside the high school for Veterans Day. So they're going to be performing a song called This Is My Country. The song used to be the anthem for the Boy Scouts in the 60s and 70s, I think, before they changed theirs. But this song, I think, is a nice patriotic salute to people in our community, to people in our school that serve. And so we're going to be performing it today for you so you can hear what it sounds like. And that means marching instruments, since that's what they're going to be wearing tomorrow. Before I forget, parents, please remember to dress your 7th and 8th graders nice and warm tomorrow. It's going to be like 53 degrees. It gets really cold really fast and you have to stand outside and parade with instruments. Without further ado, this is my country. like the person kind of set those down and get their shoulders away. I want to quickly point out that they won't just be playing that once when they parade, they will be looping that multiple times while they parade from BFA all the way around Taylor Park for the ceremony, which means it's an exhausting experience, but one that I think is very valuable for them as a part of our community for our veterans. And they completely understand that. They were more than willing to do it. There was no hesitation when I asked if they were interested. Every single hand went up, and I think that speaks to how important they realize and recognize their part of being in the community is and how they can share that through music. So this is one phenomenal group. Up next, we have a collection of songs from East Asia. The song work is actually 3 songs. We left out the third one because we figured it was already a long enough night with what's going on, but maybe played later on. Either way, we've got plenty of great music to show you. So the next one, Asian Folk Rhapsody, will feature a song from China and one from Japan. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy. is not technically how it was originally supposed to be performed. It's a song like any other where I have a score, I read off of it, they have their individual parts, and they play them. But we did something a little different with this one. Because this is actually a group where I have students in 8th grade that I've had since 5th grade, and I've gotten to know them over these 4 years really, really well, especially given the pandemic. You'd think we had less time together, but during the pandemic when we weren't allowed to play in our building, we actually did a lot of one-on-one work over Zoom with any student that was available and able to do that technologically at home. Which meant I got to give private lessons to students on a one-on-one setting, which, while not ideal to do it over a video chat, was a great opportunity for me to know these students and get to know them as individuals. And one student in particular, George Remillard, our alto sax player here, is a phenomenal artist. He's always willing to share his work. He's such a creative mind in what he does, and many people in here I see smiling because they know that too, they've seen it. He writes all sorts of stories, tales, and creates games and uses his art to actually build these games. And one day I know it's just going to get completely rich off of one of these games, and I can't wait to play it, maybe get a signed copy of it. But in the meantime, I wanted him to be able to share that artwork with all of you in some way. And so I thought a fun multimedia project would be for him to work with me on finding a song. And then I didn't end up working with him on that. I just picked a song that I thought had a terribly corny name. And he could go from there. So he's listened to the music. I gave it to him ahead of everyone else. And George created a storyboard, individual stills of a story that he tells about this dreaded, devious, diabolical dotted dragon. And you will see it up here. What's going to happen tonight is we're going to perform the music in time with this storyboard. And if we get the timing right, it works out really well. If we don't, it's still really, really cool, actually. What I really like about it, though, is George personalized the art. It's not just some random dragon attacking some random town. It's actually attacking St. Albans. If St. Albans were in medieval times. But he added a nice personal touch that I think many people will get, including himself and friends in it as well. So it's a really neat opportunity for him and a really neat opportunity for us and for you. And I hope you enjoy our final song of the evening, The Dreaded, Devious, Diabolical Dotted Dragon. Yes, I did practice that. Before we go, I want to thank you all for being supportive of all of our students. As you've seen and heard, this is a great group of kids, every single one of them, 5th through 8th grade. They work so hard this year, as they do every year, and I definitely challenge them. I don't make it easy. I always ask more and more, and if they show that they're capable, I give them even more work to do, but that doesn't put them down at all. They're hard workers, and I hope you acknowledge that at home. The support that you give at home and encouraging them to play even when the notes don't always sound good is what makes musicians great. Because I can tell you as a 4th grade percussionist, back in the day, I annoyed the snot out of my parents, but they still let me play. And it's because of that that I am a music teacher now and love music to this day. So please keep encouraging them, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.